Love hearing those reactions when we head out. Pretty cool. All right. So it looks like everybody made it through. Cool. All right. For those of you that don't know, that robot in the corner that's standing still completely is our camera that goes out on YouTube. So if you want to feel all space famous, you can, just wave to the camera, and if we have a good episode, it'll make it in. We're about a week behind posting videos, but you should see it go up in about a week if you want to see yourself, on video right there. You can find us by searching Ravenhall Events or Ravenhall Labs. Listen, if you guys have a good experience today, you enjoy yourselves, we don't get paid to do this, but a great way to say thank you is if you go to altvr.com, and if you go up in the upper left where it says channels, you're going to see all these Altspace event channels. You'll see Ravenhall events among them, and at the very, down toward the bottom. But if you press on the Ravenhall events, you'll be taken to our event page, and there you can click the subscribe button, and it lets Altspace know that you enjoy our content. If you want to see more stuff like this. All right, so now let's get the first group in the air. What you want to do is press that blue and white triangle button on your lower left. When you press the blue and white triangle button, you are going to see your main menu open up in front of you. That's why they call it the main menu button. And you're going to see all these tabs on the very bottom of it. One of those tabs looks like a cogwheel down toward the lower right there, and it says settings. When you click on settings, you're going to notice all these categories on your left-hand side. The third one down says input. And now the center panel changes, and the top of that center panel is the word fly. Next to that is a white circle. If you press that white circle, it's going to enable your flight mode, and you're going to be ready to go. Now all you have to do is press that X in the lower right, so it's closed, the X with the circle around it, and then you'll be able to see again. So hey everybody, how's it going? If you didn't get those instructions, I'm very happy to go over them again. But for those of you that got it, now all you have to do is just move forward and look up, and you're going to go right up into the air. Now you steer with your head, which can feel kind of weird, right? So to get used to the sensation, what you can do is you can fly out through this door, or if you're feeling different, you can fly out through the window. That's cool. And then you can go up through these red rings here, and there you'll reach the tower where you're going to learn about a type of teleportation that feels like fast flight. We call it zip lining. You zip line down that yellow X, and you'll feel amazing, like you've accomplished life's greatest miracle, and your life will be changed forever. But what you can do is you can also take these Talon hovercraft ships by going into this hovercraft that's on the ground, on the lowest one there. The ones that are hovering with the blue lights are portals to other worlds. But the one with the open door has a red launch button inside, and when you press that red launch button, you will be have a ship attached to you, and you can fly around. So give that a try, and I will be in the office if you have any questions. All right, anybody miss those instructions? It won't let you press the button. It won't let you? What kind of ship is that?
Every time I try to press it, my finger just goes through.
Okay, what you want to do is you're going to notice out of your hand, I think it's your right hand, you're going to have a pointer coming out. It's like a line, right? When you aim that at the launch button, you're going to notice that your target starts to spin. There's going to be a spinning target on the launch button. And then you're going to squeeze and release your trigger quickly. All right, so kind of like that, sort of that motion. And then one will attach you. Give that a try and let me know how it works out. Eager to hear it. Love hearing those reactions when we roll out screen. Look, this is awesome, and wow, I love hearing that stuff. Makes all the work that went into it down completely worth it. All those hours that I'll never get back, the ones I'll never see again. Put time in YouTube. I was really working the hours, man, bringing the talent to you guys. Yeah, that's what we do. All right.
You want a little ham with that cheese?
Wow, you're mean. Okay. Anybody have any questions at all? No? Okay, cool. Hey, man, did you learn how to fly yet? Well, Matt, sorry. I called you man. I looked like a man from that. You're standing between VR, Taiwan, John, and I took a guess. What's going on, Matt? Do you have any questions? If you'd like to learn how to fly in Altspace, we could show you. If you're interested. Okay. Have a look around. That's fine, too. All right. Whoa. Okay. All right. Not a talker. That's cool. Sometimes people don't talk in Altspace or have any awareness of personal space or overly interested in our camera, and I'm not quite sure why YouTube. Maybe they like you, YouTube. It's possible. These things happen in Altspace. All right. Let's see. All right. Well, that was quick. Stand here and stare into my coffee and think the things. Think the things many.
Such as?
The many things.
Ah, the many things.
Yeah, the things many. The many, many things.
I want to know.
Contemplate on this here non-grabbable buff. Gotta fix that. Work on it. Very behind.
Long list.
Yeah. What it is it's too many open projects at one time.
Yeah, just gotta get some things off your plate. Shark time.
Exactly. Yeah, Shark Time's gonna be awesome. Hey, Silver Mist 10.9. That's probably like the best version of Silver Mist I've ever seen. 9 was good, but 10.9 was way better. They got that new feature
Exactly.
that lets you do that thing. I have no idea what I'm talking about. If that's like a real thing and I sound like I know what I'm talking about, I really don't. All right. But if anybody would like to learn how to fly in Altspace, if you want to learn how to zip line, we can teach you that too. If you want to learn how to fly the Ravenhall Talon hovercraft, we can show you that. Hey, Ralph YA, what's going on? How's it going? Okay, so does anybody have any questions at all?
Yeah, I had a question.
What happened? You sure? What's up?
I went into the hovercraft and I just thought you're somewhere else, like a lake.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Now you see as I was walking away, I was explaining, but the two Talon ships that are hovering with the blue lights coming out, those blue lights are teleporters that take you to other worlds and experiences. The one that's on the landing pad with the door open at the end of the runway by that stone wall has an open door in the back, and when you go into the open door, you're gonna see on the console there's a launch button, a red launch button. What you do is you'll notice out of your hand is a pointer, and it's coming out of your hand like that. You take your pointer and you point at the launch button, and you're going to notice the target starts to spin. And while that's spinning, if you squeeze and release your trigger finger quickly, kind of like that, right? Sort of like your trigger button like that, right? What's going to happen is one of these ships will attach to you, and it has like spinning turbines, and it has engine noise. You want to make sure that you have flight mode enabled when you take one up, though. Otherwise, you're just going to end up mowing the lawn, and that's how we keep the grass so nice and trim here.
Right.
But yeah, give it a shot. But those two with the blue lights, those are teleporters that lead to other worlds. That happens actually a lot. I've tried to mark it up to make it clearer. We have another version of the space coming that's going to hopefully clear that up. And that was going to be briefing room. There'll be a door in this wall. It's going to be awesome. Briefing room is going to be awesome. It's going to give flight lessons in different languages. Yeah.
What's going to be on the
24
wall?
hours a day. There's going to be a door right here that leads to a briefing room, and when you go into that briefing room, you can push a button to hear flight instructions in your language, and then I'll be able to
Oh.
retire. I'm going to go off and I'm going to build myself a virtual island somewhere. I'll be drinking virtual Mai Tais on the beach, feeling all successful. And then people go, "Aren't you that guy that built
Okay.
that flight time place?" And I'll be like, "No, that wasn't me." And we're walking down the bridge, down the beach. It'll be nice. All right. Anybody have any questions at all? Any questions? About questions about flying, about zip lining, about Talon hovercraft. Maybe you guys want to learn how to use the flight tool. If you're on a two-handed controller, we can show you how to do that. Just if you have any questions about Altspace or anything, just feel free to ask. A really quiet group today. Yeah, gotta find their voices. Here's someone singing. That's about it. Okay, not a group of talkers. It always makes me wonder if I know the people. I can't talk to recognize their voice. Gotta keep an eye on this guy. Gotta watch him close. But yeah, okay. Or I get that feeling when everybody stands still, right? And they're staring at me, and then they're not talking back at all. You get the feeling it's like some kind of zombie apocalypse thing going on, possibly. Okay.
Speaking of which, speaking
Yes.
of which, I finished that show on Netflix. It's quite good.
You did?
Mm.
Was it horrible?
It was appropriately horrible and great.
Okay.
It was very
Most of those things are pretty horrible. Okay.
Yeah.
Is anybody have any questions at all?
No, not at all. You're doing a great job.
I am? Did you hear that, YouTube? Buddy said I was doing a great job. All right. Thanks
Well,
a lot.
I think you are too.
Can I shout myself
Number two.
out?
All right. Cool. Excellent. Well, thank you, everybody. Got some hearts going
Can I
up there. That's
shout?
nice. Space.
Can
What's
I
that?
shout myself out?
Can you shout yourself out?
Yeah.
How
What
do you
does that mean?
In what way? Like, are you going to actually shout?
On
That would be
YouTube.
rude. I know what he
Watch
means. All right.
Watch what
I see you. All right. Let's see. Probably going to advertise this channel.
Hi YouTube. I love my mom. I love you, Mom. I love my dad.
Oh,
There's my cousins. I don't really know all my cousins, but I love you too.
wow.
I love you guys, all my family. I love my friends. Like my friends. Thank you very
All
much,
right.
YouTube.
You know what? That last part, you were doing great. You were doing great. I was like, you know what? Even if we don't air this episode, I'm totally putting that up no matter what.
Good
Even
job,
if I got to
buddy.
tuck it into another episode. And then you said that thing. You know what I'm going to have to do there, right?
Demonetize me?
No, we don't do that. That's not the YouTube. But to make sure we don't get demonetized, what we're going to do is we're going to stick a Raven call in there, right? That's how we
What's
censor
that?
things. But
Oh, I didn't
it's
hear
a,
what
well,
he
it's like a
said.
bird call.
Don't worry
What's
about
his
it.
name?
Hey,
Oh, hummingbird, don't even worry
Oh.
about it. We'll explain it to you later.
Oh,
Don't
no,
even
I'm not
worry
explaining it.
hey, Mike and Mike.
You know.
Not
I didn't hear it.
What's
She
up?
said something else.
What's up? What's up?
I want to take
What's up?
one of the airplanes for a test flight. How do I do it?
What you want to do is you want to make sure that you're in flight mode first. Are you in flight mode?
How I'll do it. I'm gonna take
Because if you take one of these ships out and you're not in flight mode, it's going to come off the landing pad, right? And you're just going to end up mowing the lawn, which is cool. That's how we keep grass nice and trim. But you want to make sure you're in flight mode by going to your main menu, going to settings, going to input, then going to enable your flight that way.
Yeah,
Once you have your flight enabled, you're going to notice there are 3 ships that are out there. The 2 that are hovering with the blue lights, those are teleporters that lead to other worlds and experiences. But you're going to notice at the end of the runway by that stone wall there's a Talon ship with an open door in the back. If you walk into that open door, you're going to come up to the console and there's going to be a launch button there. And what you can do is you take your pointer that's coming out of your hand and point it onto the launch button, and you're going to notice this target starts to spin. And what you'll do then is you're going to squeeze and release your trigger button quickly. And once that happens, one will attach to you. You're going to have turbine noise like engines and spinning turbines, and it's awesome. And you're going to fly around and feel all accomplished. It's going to be a good time. Whoa! Everybody showed up. Where did all these people come from?
Michael.
Yes.
Michael,
What's up?
Dorian is actually mowing the lawn.
He is? Thanks for the
What'd
lawn
you
mowing, Dorian.
do?
That was awesome. All right. Quick show of hands. Has anybody never flown in Altspace before? And to make sure that anybody that hasn't learned to fly does get a chance to. All right. I did see a hand go up there. Got a CW. You didn't get a chance to fly yet? All right. And then we
No,
also
I didn't.
have Taiwan John. Okay. What you want
I
to
think
do
it's
is, I just heard you out a
40.
bit. Okay. So does anybody not know how to fly? I'll go over the instructions. Hand up, emoji. Anybody not know how to fly? Everybody here knows how to fly? Okay. If you're on a two-handed controller, you can also use a master flight tool. Would anybody like to learn that? If you're on a two-handed controller, you can learn the flight tool. I see one hand going up like that. All right, now the way the flight tool works, and again, we want to keep not too many of them spawn because that's going to impact people's performance. So try to keep it to 1 if you can. But what happens is if you press your blue and white triangle button on your lower left there, you're going to notice that cogwheel that says settings in the lower right. And now about halfway down the left side, you're going to notice the word items. When you press on items, you're going to see the word flight tool there, and next to that is the word spawn. When you press spawn, a flight tool is going to appear in the air in front of you, right? Just like that. What you do is you squeeze the grab button there, right? And you can grab onto that, right? You got to sign the waiver first. You actually sign the waiver when you come in automatically. That's very important. Now, what you do is when you hold it up with your grip button, you can switch it from hand to hand. I like to keep it in my left hand. This way I can turn my right thumbstick so I can have more control when I fly around there. But it's going to be like a personal preference kind of thing. Now, whichever hand you're holding the pen in, that hand, if you squeeze your trigger button down, you can draw lines with it. Short lines will take you slowly in that direction, and that's great for precise movement. Especially you can use this when you're world building. You can get really precise movements out of it. Has more control than your thumbstick does. But the longer the line, the faster you'll go. So if you draw a line straight up in the ceiling, you're going to bang your head in the ceiling, and that's why you sign the waiver. There you go. Well, there you go. Awesome. All right. Now that said, does anybody have any questions at all? Any questions?
Down on your left thumbstick? Just press down on your left thumbstick. Or
But that was
Wait.
a
Oh yeah, if you
gentle-
press on your left thumbstick, it'll bring you back down to the ground real quick.
alternately, you
Sorry.
can also hit the
Sorry.
teleporter buttons on either controller, the top button, and aim at the ground. And then you
Here, I don't
aim
want to
yourself down
alarm you,
easily.
but I don't know how to tell you this, but you sound like a robot. I'm just saying. It's not bad.
Discrimination.
You're clear and easy to understand, but you do sound like you have a metal body.
Discrimination, man. I can't.
Oh
Have
no.
you,
Oh
have you
no.
ever been to an open mic? Because you really need to be there. You would be hilarious.
An open mic, what would I say?
Oh.
Anything, because anything you say is
Oh.
hilarious.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. You're like, I keep you around, man. You're making me feel good. All right. I have not been on open mic night. I've been there. I don't know what I would do because that's somebody else's event. I'd be like, I want to take your stage by force if necessary. Maybe that's what we should do. We should all go to open mic night and take over the stage. Not that YouTube. Not that we would ever do that to our friends at the rooftop. It's just not 4.0 Protections is awesome. We would never do that ever.
I just
All right,
became
cool.
your
Now we
newest
got plausible
subscriber.
deniability. We'll put the battle plans right here. And what's going to happen is, let's say that this is the stage right here, right? Buddy, you're going to come up this side. and then who's this for? Space is gonna come up this side here, right? I'm gonna run toward the stage. I'm gonna jump on. Maybe I'll do like a backwards teleport on the stage. Maybe I'll do a somersault in midair, land on the stage in front of the microphone, and be like, "Yeah," like that. Would that be
Right.
cool? Yeah.
Batman
All
on
right.
3.
Fist bump.
One,
Yeah, on 3. 1, 2,
1,
3,
2,
and then you
3.
lift up.
Batman.
You lift up. Oh man, see, sound delay messes me up every time. Makes it slow. We don't know what we're doing here. All right.
I just
Has
made a
anybody
new
here never
subscriber.
flown in Altspace before? I got to make sure everybody gets the best chance to fly. I want to understand. I went to that flight time event. You didn't teach me to fly. Anybody? Are you waving? Colton, you're not waving at me, are you? You're waving at YouTube, right? Yeah. All right, cool. Hey, YouTube. You see that? Colton's saying hi to you. Don't say we're not friendly in Altspace because we are. All right. So, does anybody not know how to fly in Altspace? Show of hands, show me some emojis. Some be like, why won't this guy teach me to fly? Anybody? No? All right, cool. Anybody have any questions about Altspace? About your devices? About life? You know, meaning of everything. The big questions. No questions at all. Wait, what was this? Amy, how to fly? How do you fly? What you do is you press the blue and white triangle button on your lower left. And when you press on that, you're going to notice that your main menu opens up in front of you, and that's why they call it the main menu button. You're going to notice on the very bottom there's all these tabs, and one of those tabs says settings. It looks like a cogwheel, right? Or, maybe a wheel with some bumps on it, right? Either way, you press that settings button, and you're going to see on the left-hand side, the third category down says input, right? You press on the input category there, and you're going to see the very top of the center panel is the word fly. Next to the word fly is a white circle. You press that white circle. It's going to toggle to blue. Now your flight mode's enabled. And you're ready to go. Ready to go explore and do things. Ready to change lives. What you're going to do is you're going to press that tab in the lower right that says close. The X with the circle around it. As soon as you press that, you'll be able to see again. So, hey, how's it going? Now all you do is you move forward. And as you do, look up into the air and you will take off like that.
Oh my
Right?
God.
And it feels kind of weird because you steer your head, right? So what you want to do is you want to fly out the door. It's kind of crowded, so you might want to try going out through the window here, right? And then you're going to see these red circles, and if you go up to those red circles, you reach the tower. And up on the tower, you're going to learn about a type of teleportation that feels like fast flight. All right. We call it zip lining. No, you're very welcome. Awesome move. Dodge the avatar. And, yeah.
I just subscribed to your channel.
You did? Thank you, buddy.
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anything to help
appreciate
out
that.
a friend.
Oh, thank you, buddy. That's awesome. Very cool. That's very cool. Wow, I just got a bunch of friend requests. 745 friend requests. My theory is when it hits 1,000, my name tag will turn gold, and I will ascend up beyond the skybox where all the admins live, where they have the golden costume. And I'm gonna float back down into the campfire, and that's gonna be what happens. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna love it. And I just got a text from Porto, and it's black. I've never seen a black text before. That's wild. I like it. It's all like ninja message. Yeah, it's cool. All right. I wish you guys could see that. I gotta take a picture. It'll last forever. Frame it on the wall. All right. Those messages when you get the text messages, it floats in the air in front of you, and it's usually like blue or gold or whatever. This one was black. This one was black. It looked very mysterious. It was a very mysterious message.
Dorian,
All right.
what did you do?
No, it wasn't Dorian. Dorian's would have been Dorian's probably would have been gold or green or blue or something.
Yeah,
like
because
that.
he's a community
I don't know.
helper, yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's one of the community helpers there who was. You ever want to be a community helper? You got to just do everything Dorian does.
Yeah, I want to be a community helper.
Well, then just copy Dorian. Follow him around. You'll learn his ways. Yeah,
Wouldn't
sure
that be
mysterious.
stalking?
No, not really. It would be training. You'd be like an apprentice. Yeah,
Might be
that's how it would go.
Teach me
All right.
thy ways, O
Does
master.
anybody have any questions at all while I'm doing this craziness? Any questions? No questions. All right, who's that I see with 2 flight pens? It's Ron. Ron, you got to be careful, man. Try to keep it down to 1 because that can affect people's performance. Although I do like the whole antenna thing you got going on. That is pretty cool. All right. Yeah, that is pretty neat. Yeah, you getting the signal? The home world's giving you instructions? All right, cool. Awesome. All right. Anybody have any questions at all? No questions? No questions. I failed YouTube. They have no questions. They've learned all the things. Well, actually, maybe that means I succeeded. That's possible. All right. Does anybody not know how to fly? Anybody not know how to zip line? Anybody not know how to use the flight tool? Anybody want to try flying around in these Talon hovercrafts? Anything like that? Anybody?
I have a question.
Wait, I heard something about zip line.
Go to the mountain there, Michael.
Yes. Now, what you want to do All right, to enable ziplining, all right, all it really is a type of teleportation that feels like fast flight. All you have to do is if you're on a two-handed controller, you have a teleport button in your hands at all times. But no matter what device you're on, this is basically a teleport transition. And to activate it, you want to change two of your menu settings. All right, so if you open up your main menu, that blue and white triangle button, the first setting we want to change, you'll find under comfort, where you're going to see teleport transition. You're going to have the options between blink, instant, and dash. You're going to want to have it set to dash, right? Once you have it set to dash, what you want to do is go over to the left side and select input, right? Now, once you select input, you can adjust your teleport aiming. Now, there's two types. There's arc. Arc teleport is like a grappling hook, and that's going to enable you to get on the high places. Like, so say you want to get on top of this building, that would be an easy way to do it. But to get the transition we're talking about, you want to be in line teleport. This is going to feel like flinging yourself across a distance at speed. It's a lot of fun. So now all you have to do is close the menu that's extra circle around it after you put yourself in line. And now what you do is if you look out this door here, and if you're on a one-handed device at this point, what you're going to want to do is next to your microphone icon, you're going to notice a person walking, and you're going to want to make sure that it looks like a leaping icon. It's kind of got like an arc on it, you know. So once you're in that, you're in teleport mode. If you're on a quest, you're always in teleport mode, and your teleport buttons are going to be those two raised up buttons next to the thumbstick. It's going to be the top one, right? Now what you want to do is if you aim out the door and above those trees at the top of that mountain there, right? And you lock on, it would hold down your teleport button, or if you're on your Oculus Go, you can just hold it forward, and you're going to take off at speed, like I see a couple people are doing already, and you'll like launch up onto the top of that cliff there. And give that a try. It'll be a lot of fun. It's a great way to get around, especially on an Oculus Go. It's one of the best ways to get around.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
You liked it?
Yes, I knew I was supposed
Yeah,
to.
some people come back and they're mad. They're like, that made me feel sick. You know,
I love
you know, you loved it? All right, cool, good. You know, well, you zip around the space like that and you get used to it. It's one of the best ways to get around in Altspace. It really is,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
if it's a very large world. You know, it's also good for climbing. Yeah.
When
good
I
stuff.
come back after doing that, I feel like I'm falling off the chair.
Yeah, it can cause like a little vertigo on some people, but if one thing that can help with that, if you get dizzy in VR at all, you get that feeling that you're falling, what you can do is if you hold your hand up and look at your hand, right, focus on that till it passes, and then slowly take your hand away and take in the world around you. That can help a lot with that. But really, you just have to kind of build up your VR muscles. You'll get used to it after a while, and that'll happen less and less. You know? In the beginning, it happened to me all the time. Anybody have any questions?
I have a
Any
question.
questions at all? What's that, buddy? What's going on?
What's this cat's name?
Actually, every
Today,
time we
that
had
is.
this event, everybody would give it a different name. One of our moderators, Braden, he named it Midnight, and for some reason it stuck. So everybody calls it Midnight now. Yeah, for some reason. Yeah,
Midnight.
not sure why. In the next version of the space, the cat's going to purr, actually. When you get close to it, you're going to hear it purring. You know, which is going to be cool. Yeah, looking forward to trying it.
Maybe we should open up naming again. What should we call the
Maybe,
cat
well,
today?
you know, no, I kind of like Midnight. I think it kind of stuck. It worked. I mean, they had like all 30 names, you know. You know what's
What
sad
about
though?
Michael
As soon
Jr.?
as- You know what's sad?
Michael
As soon as we
Jr.
leave the space, the cat's going to be destroyed. Because this isn't really
What?
him. I'm not. Yeah.
Oh, stop!
This is why it's
What
important.
indeed?
That's
What's
why
it
it's important
become? A
that somebody
tiger?
come here at all times so that Midnight may live.
No, but we do
Yeah.
need a baby tiger. We need a baby tiger.
A baby tiger?
I don't know about the baby tiger. Apparently, there's a vote. People want me to
I
put a
think it
baby
should be
tiger
French
outside the door.
fries.
I think it's
You
going
want
to freak
French
people
fries?
out.
No,
French
it should
fries.
be a bear. It should be
You
like
had
a
it- wait a
polar
second.
bear outside.
Wait a second. You had to say French fries. That's my one
Oh,
weakness.
here, have one. I have
Oh,
some.
no. Oh, you got French
Have
fry
it.
fingers. I'm gonna eat your
Yeah,
fingers. That's
you can have it.
That's
Everybody's
horrible.
fingers look
No.
like French fries. What are you talking about?
oh no. Oh, Fury, your robot voice is gone. How'd you fix it?
Oh, you are the robot.
Yeah.
Not speaking, not speaking.
Okay. How'd you fix it? Did you re-enter?
Don't tell him.
Wow. I'm gonna learn your ways.
Picking
Okay.
on robots. Picking
All
on
right. Well,
robots.
everybody, if there are no more questions, we are about out of time. So if anybody does have any questions, now is the time to ask. Okay.
I don't have a question, but I just want to say I never saw a shirt like Buddy is wearing before.
Let me see. Buddy. That's a
It's
nice
got
shirt.
the butt.
Cool
I
color.
never
Custom
saw that
color.
before.
I wore this to VR church this morning.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
good job, buddy. That's awesome.
This
Nice
is typically
job.
what I wore on Sunday, or I have to go to church. When I was little, I went to church in like sailor outfits and be like, yes.
You know what? You know what?
Aw.
You know, you're doing that and it sounds so nice, but I heard what you said for the camera. I heard.
Okay.
He's
You know
gonna
how
have
long
to
it's gonna
tell me
take me to
because I
get
didn't
that?
hear it.
You have any idea how long it's going to take me to say that?
I
Then
didn't
move
know.
closer. Okay, guys. All right, I'm going to head on. Thank you all for coming to Flight Time. I really enjoyed it. You were a great audience, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for coming. Hummingbird, they're going to be.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm gonna-
okay. Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Enjoy Altspace, and I'll check you guys later. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.